Hello and welcome to another update video about the NASDAQ. In the stock market around the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, it is not an easy situation at the moment. I have to say that very clearly. It is a really tricky situation because here we've got a not very ideal wave 4 currently, which can still push higher. But we are really range bound here in this sort of consolidation. Currently holding here the support area around 11,400. At the moment we're holding it, but this pattern, I don't really like it. I don't really like this pattern. It would have been great to finish off this wave 4 as suggested, I think in the last video here. Yeah, we had a nice possible ABC and we had quite an impulsive move to the upside. But as I always say, when you get such a strong move to the upside, the real test comes in the retracement. We made a lower low, not good, which means we failed to create a proper impulse. So I have to count this as a B wave, basically. A, B, and the impulse here was a C wave of B. And we're now coming down probably in a C wave of 4. So we've got a bit of a problem. I had two wave counts on the chart in the previous video, both bullish. I took one of them out. So what we've got here at the moment is, and that's the primary expectation, here a wave 1 up, here a wave 2 down, here a wave 3 up, in which we've done already a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, it's probably still ongoing, and the final wave 5 should still be happening, and then we should see this wave 4 and wave 5 to finish off the higher degree wave 1. Now if this wave 5 works out to the upside, the wave 5 here in white of wave 3 in blue, then we should be able to reach the target area of 12,780 all the way up to 13,500 pretty much. But to do that, we must not drop below the yellow support box. Now that's at 11,240. Why is that such a relevant support area? Well, I'm gonna show you that. Actually, it's already a little bit deeper than ideal. So if we look at this count, actually we should ideally not, I think the target area was still based on the previous count. We should ideally not actually drop below the $11,440 level. Yeah. If we go below that level, it will already get critical for a wave 4. I mean, we could still possibly count it as a diagonal pattern, but true problems we will get if we drop below the wave 1 high, which is here at basically $11,200. But to be honest, a wave 4 should normally not drop below the 50% retracement, so a drop below 11,440 would be a reason for concern. Very clearly. Because I've currently labeled it as a wave 4. That would be the bullish interpretation of this chart. It really needs to turn around now. Yes, it could drop a little bit lower, no problem, but at that point it will just get a little bit unreliable that this is still an impulsive wave pattern to the upside, because the bearish alternative would suggest that we moved up here in an ABC, that where I've got the wave 3 high, that is actually some kind of a wave 4. I'll put it as alternative. It would be some kind of a wave 4, which would then result into a wave 5 to the downside, Or to be honest, I would have to put the wave 4 here because this is the high. So this would be the alternative wave 4, and we would now be moving down in a wave 5, which could eventually lead to a new low. So the situation here is far away from clear on the NASDAQ chart. At the moment, there are some charts that are fairly clear. Now we've got oil, we've got nat gas, we've got some cryptos, which give us a really good chart. But because we are in this possible turnaround space, in this wider turnaround space, it is really tricky at the moment. And the NASDAQ, it doesn't really provide us with a very clear impulsive wave structure, and this wave 4 really shouldn't drop any lower. If it does, then this alternative wave 5 will get into focus, which would obviously be Yeah, well, no, which could then end the bear market basically. But key support levels here are, as I said, first of all the $11,430 level. Then we've got 11,200, which is the wave 1 high, and then we've got here the region around 10,618 and 10,443. If we drop below that level, then we might look something around the 10,000 mark for the NASDAQ. I'm currently leading slightly here to the upside, but I also have to say the last few days were not good for the NASDAQ. Now, if we look at the indicator situation, you can see that we are on the 4-hour chart now oversold. Now we've reached the 30 level, which indicates, together with the MACD here, which is reducing negative momentum, that at some point here we should expect a bounce. Does it mean it has to happen now? No, but we are certainly in a key support area at this 50% Fibonacci retracement level. Yeah. On the daily chart though, it has unfortunately only started this bearish crossover, and the RSI still has much more space to the downside. That is not a good sign, frankly. On the 4-hour chart, as I said, we could get a bounce to the upside, but the daily is going down full force. So the indicator on the daily is really showing a strong downtrend, which means, yes, short-term bounce possible, and we really need to look at the structure of this short-term bounce. If it is impulsive or corrective to the upside. If it is just going to be a corrective wave pattern, well, to be honest, what we could see then is a 5-wave move down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be the alternative structure, but as soon as we drop below that yellow support box, it will get much more into focus, unfortunately. Yeah. So yeah, it's not an easy situation here on the index side here, on the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. I'm just thinking maybe we can create here some kind of a parallel channel. It looks a little bit like that. So some kind of a diagonal structure here, but that would allow, if all of this is some kind of a diagonal, maybe a leading diagonal, then the wave 4 could go lower. So there's another support level then. If we really drop below that $11,440 level, there is an additional support at the channel support here, which is around $11,000. Yeah, but we will see. So it's important imminently to hold the support level here. But the problem is, in the very short term, we haven't really got an impulsive reaction to it. So it still looks like we'll get one more low, to be honest. You can add a trend line to your chart, and that will give you a hint when this imminent move down is over, because if we break above this trend line, it would be an indication that something like this might happen. Yeah, even if it's not sustainable, but we could get quite a strong bounce to the upside. Yeah, because here the situation on the indicators was quite similar. We were nearly oversold. Now we are oversold on the 4-hour, and we were also reducing negative momentum on the MACD. Same story here. It's just that we haven't really seen that movement. But as you can see here, it's very, very similar. So back here, we also didn't really see a lot of movement. But then when we broke that trend line, that is when it started to move. So same story could happen again. Yeah. So keep an eye on that. That was quite a nice bounce. It was quite nice. Okay, that's my update about the NASDAQ. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.